What's happening, Jonathan?
Hey, what's up, man? I'm good. How you doing?
All right, welcome to Revert TV, man.
Thank you so much. Thanks for inviting me over to your TV, and thanks for coming over to my home.
Your little crib, right?
Yeah, thanks a lot, man. You're welcome, man. Make yourself feel at home, you know.
Yeah, I saw you performing at a Christmas concert last year, around December, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in South Jersey, and I was like, I gotta interview that guy because I was really inspired by what you did, and I was like, I really want to talk to him. So I'm glad we made it. You know, made it happen, right?
Man, yeah, that's awesome. You know, that was wonderful experience that I had over there in South Jersey, and the presence of God. Ooh, it was.
Yeah, it was a powerful concert, I believe. So let's get into it. How long have you been playing music? Let's start out. How long you play the keyboard? How long have you been playing the keyboard? Let's start out.
And a lot of people ask me that question a lot of times. I would say I started playing the keys when I was little, you know, all the way down the line when I was growing up, like around the age of maybe 6, 7 years. That's when I started. The funny part about it, nobody taught me.
Self-taught?
Yes.
Nice.
I have I got my oldest brother. He's a Reverend Clarence Pearson, and he has a church, and he used to play the keys, a little bit of the keys. So as a kid, I used to sit in the back and just watch him. And one day I went up to him. I was like, I want to try. You know, I want to play. And he was like, all right, cool. And from that day, that's when I started.
You just started.
Yeah.
Doing stuff on it and.
Yeah.
Just play by ear.
Just
right?
play by ear, and when I was growing up, I got some books and I just read.
This was, what age was this? Like 6, 7? You said?
7, 8, around there.
Yeah. Wow. You know, it's funny you said that, right? I don't know if you ever heard of. He's late now though. Andre Crouch, right?
Oh yes, yeah.
Did you heard the story?
Yes.
His dad prayed for him in church, right? Because his dad needed a keyboard player.
Yes.
His dad prayed for him and said, Andre, if you promise to use your talent for God, I'm going to ask God to give you the gift of music.
Yes.
And that was it. The following Sunday, he started playing the keyboard.
Yes, that was.
And not long after that, he started writing songs.
Yeah,
I've heard that story over and over, man.
I've heard it. I mean, he was a great man. You know, I mean, can't stop thinking about him. He was great. He wrote
a lot of songs, a lot of great songs. So, talk about some of your past projects, like, that you've worked on. And if you're working on anything right now, let's talk about that.
I worked on my past project. I did two songs, 2 EPs, you know, whatever.
Like singles?
Yeah.
Okay.
I consider 2 singles.
Okay.
One of it, King and You.
I'll try to take a shot at that. It's right behind you, right?
And
that's one of the one that you did before, right?
Yes. This one came out like maybe 6 months ago, and You Are came out at the beginning of 2016. And yeah, those were the 2 songs that I did. And since I did the 2 songs, I mean, things have been happening. You know, I've been having a lot of positive chords and a lot of connections when it comes to the 2 songs. So I really bless God for that.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So your songs, where if people want to purchase them, are they available on iTunes or how can you get them?
I mean, everywhere online, every digital store, iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, and Reverb Nation. I mean, everywhere. Just search up.
Usually the digital platforms.
Yeah, every digital platform that is out there. Songs there, and you know, like you asked me if I was working on something. I'm working on something. Hopefully, it's gonna be up by early March.
Yeah.
We in the studio right now. Me and the team. We in the studio working on something. It's a great song. I love it so much. You
it's gonna be a single, or it's gonna be a whole album?
No, it's gonna be a single.
Okay.
I'm not really looking at doing an album right now because there's so much involved in doing an album. I just don't want to come up with an album right now when I don't know when I have just so much to do.
Okay.
Like working on getting to a label and all this stuff like that. So I want to have all that in place before I can kind of think of doing that.
But let's talk about that a little bit though. I noticed that besides you, like you said, you have a lot going on. I noticed that a lot of artists are doing singles now. Now, I know why the reason behind that, but for the audience that may not understand why people have turned to just doing singles as opposed to making a whole album. Why do you think? Tell our audience why people are taking to just releasing two singles, one single here and there, and making money off of that, and as opposed to doing the whole album.
If you really look at it, they got told somebody before. The way the word is I mean, everything's shifting from one level to another level. Technology is advancing every day. Back in the days we had the cassette, but now we had a CD player, and now we have digital, downloads and all that. If you really look at it, in a few years from now, you will have people just doing singles. And people will be making a lot of money from just single than doing album. Because if you buy an album, sometimes one song or two songs on the album that you like on the album, and that's going to make a hit. So now people are looking at it, what's the essence of me doing the whole album? If I can do single that somebody can love. So in a few years from now, I mean, nobody going to be doing album. I mean, just going to get rid of that whole album, and everybody's going to be doing single around here.
Gotcha.
I mean, I believe it's going to happen, but but that's just my belief. That's how I believe.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And plus, it's very expensive to do a whole album. You can just make money from one single that people love. You come out with something that is hot. And put it out there. People love you.
Yeah. I mean, it's very like you said, it's very expensive to do an album. There's too many stress. That's involved with it. You gotta work hard if you want to do the album. Maybe 12 songs, whatever songs. But I mean, sometimes worth it, somebody don't.
Okay.
But I've never done an album before, and I'm not really thinking of doing one right now. Like I said, I have to have everything in place, labels and everything like that before I can try working on an album. Yeah, definitely. But for now, it's just singles.
Gotcha. So I noticed your style of music is worship. You do a lot of worship songs. Do you do now? I don't like to say this because I feel like people have been confused about it. They're all worship songs. I was gonna say, do you do praise songs? But I'm gonna change it. Do you do up-tempo songs? I don't want to confuse it. You know what I'm saying, right? People always confuse. Praise songs mean worship, up-tempo. Worship means no. There's nothing like that. These are all worship songs. So do you do up-tempo songs? Because the songs that I've seen you do, they're very slow worship songs. Is that your style, basically?
First, I want to say it's my style. That's the type of music I was called to do. I get inspired by those kind of music. I'm not saying I don't get inspired by other music, but up-tempo song, I do up-tempo songs sometimes in the church, especially when nobody there to do it, and I have to cover up. I do it in church a lot. But worship song is just my area. I was called to do worship. I was called to lead people in worship. So that's why everywhere I go, every time when I worship, it's just a whole different atmosphere. Gotcha. So and this is very important. You brought that up because a lot of artists, up and coming artists, people like myself and other people out there, it's very important that you know your calling, because if you don't know your calling, you get confused and you just do too many things at once. You see a lot of artists out there doing up tempo, doing this and doing that, because why? They have not yet recognized their calling. So if that's the first thing you need to know. You need to know your calling as an artist, because if you know that God has called you in this area, God has called you to do praise or up tempo, whatever way you may call it, or God has called you to be a rapper, a gospel rapper. You gotta know that, because you don't want to be from this place to that other place all over the place, because that's how people gonna know you. That's how you're gonna move people over to the kingdom of God. That's how you're gonna win souls for Christ. But it's like when you're just doing everything as one. It's good to do things. It's good to worship. It's good to praise, do up tempo, everything as once. But as an artist, you need to know your calling.
Gotcha. So, tell us a little bit, if you don't mind, how you got to figure that out. See, that's very important, what you're saying, and I take that very, very seriously, right? So, like, how did you figure out that God is calling you, number one, into the music ministry, then not only the music ministry, to know that God is calling you to perform and to minister that way in terms of the worship songs, that's another level. Because some musicians, like I've been into music for quite some time now, some people think it's all about just your skills, just being able to play, and that's it, right? They don't know that there's a level beyond that. It's not about skills. You have to know that you're called to do what you're doing. There's a lot of people, there are a dime a dozen people that can play keyboard, play bass, but some of them are not called.
Makes the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about how you got into you figuring out that God is calling you to do this, you know.
First of all, I would start by saying, years back when I was in my country in Liberia, West Africa, you know, in my church, the Grace Community Church, and my pastor, Reverend Owusu Randy, he's a Ghanaian anyway. Thinking about what I wanted to do, like I say, it's very important to know your calling. I never knew my calling. I thought I could just do anything. I thought I could just come and go to the studio and write any song and do any songs. So years back, I remember I went to the studio. I did this song, like an up-tempo song, or like a kind of it got a kind of disco, you know, that kind of disco
sound, disco rhythm.
Yeah, I did that song. I wrote it, contemporary song, and you know, and I did it in the studio. When I came out of the studio, it was good. My friends love it. And I took it over to my pastor because I wanted him to kind of sponsor me, my career. And when I took it over to him, he listened to it, he took it home, he came back to me the next day over at his office, and he said to me, I can't sponsor you. I know, why? He said, there's something God has placed in you, and you have not yet realized what God has placed in you. And because you have not realized it, I cannot sponsor you. So I said, why? He said, your intention of this song, and for real, that was. He said, your intention for this song, you trying to please
the crowd.
The crowd. You trying to please people from the outside, and you trying to please people from the inside. Meaning you wrote this song with your mindset that this song can be played in a club. You want to be playing in a club.
You were looking for mass appeal.
Yeah. So people try to. It was like I tried to play on the minds of people. Like you have contemporary songs that you listen, that people listen to in the church, but it's not actually a gospel song. So he said, you wrote this song. He was saying that to me. You wrote this song because you wanted song to be played maybe in a club, in a secular gathering, and you want to be playing in a church because you want to get money from all over the place and you want to get fans from all over the place. And I would look at him like, in my heart, that's true.
That's true.
So I'm like, oh no, it's not true. He was like, that's true. I'm not going to sponsor this song because I didn't even hear Jesus' name in the song. So what are you doing, Jonathan? So I'm like, he was like, take it back. I'm not sponsoring you. So when he gave it to me, and when I went home, this is a story I've never told anybody. I told my mom about it, but I've never really talked about this story on interview. This is my first time. I'm talking about like maybe 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
So I took it back home. I slept, and in the night, I was like, it was like a vision. Yeah. And you know, a lot of times you say this kind of stuff, people are like, oh, what are he saying? But it was kind of like a vision because I was not really asleep. I was, you know, like I was awake. And I heard the voice, and I saw it, you know, the person taking me, and I was traveling on this road, on a narrow road, and this man just showing me things. And he was like, this is why you want to do, I don't want you to do this, I want you to do that. And he tried to let me know about some secular artists, explain everything to me in my dream about some secular artists that started from the church, and they were singing in the church, they were doing worship in the church, and at the end of the day, they started to sing secular music, and they out there in the world. They got a lot of money. We know some of them, and you know. But at the end of the day, he said, if you only knew what's going on with some of these people in their lives, and he made me understand that some of these people, you see them on TV, and you love the music. That music is all over the world. And you pray to God the day I meet this person, and sometimes we see some of these people, we want to kill ourselves to you know, kind of go close to them, but we can't because too many security. They got a lot of money. He said, but mind you, all that money they have, they got too many problems. It's because what? I needed them for the church. But they said no, they want to go outside. And they're doing it outside. But mind you, the devil going to give them a lot of money. They get all that money, but at the end of the day, they got too many problems. And he gave me two names of people. I mean, two names of
artists.
I mean, biggest artists in the world.
Yeah. And
he said, look at this person. He called the person name, and he said, look at this person. But it was like when he said, look at this person, it's like you have the screen right here.
Yeah.
So the whole thing, and he showed the person, and he was like, he had this, but he had this problem. And he said, a lot of them that started from the church that I wanted to do stuff for me. At the end of the day, they sell one record, they will have 10 million, 15 million from all the one record. At the end of the day, if you go and ask them, and he said to me, the day you go to a certain level in life, I want you to ask them. He said they will sell all the records, but at the end of the day, they will come back and they will say, I sold 10, 15 million records, but I don't have nothing. I didn't experience nothing. And that's what he told me in my dream. So he said, I don't want you to do this. He said, I already know what you want to do, but I'm going to let you know. And that's the voice that kept in my mind from that day till now. And I still move on with it. That's why I'm so scared. I'm so very careful when it comes to my music. And he said one thing to me. He said, if you do secular music, you're going to make it. People are going to know you. But you're never going to be successful in life. That's the word that came to me.